Hey, folks, it's Dave and Ron back here, and it's breaking news. It's Monday Night Chat.
That's right.
It is
Monday Night Chat. Are you ready for some boredom?
Some boredom.
Monday Night Party!
Oh, man. It's been funny. I've been seeing a lot of people posting videos and things that they're trying to do, and the boredom is really kicking in now, especially for people who can't, that are not essential, that have no job and no function like myself. And the highlight of my day was taking a dog for a walk again. Again.
Tomorrow the dog's going to put you on a leash.
Oh, man. Something's got to be different,
It's not even supposed to be sunny here tomorrow, too. It's supposed to be 49, but I don't think so. Alexa, when's the sun coming out again?
Yeah, she doesn't want to tell you.
Alexa, when is the sun coming out again?
Burlington, Vermont's local sunrise was 6:36 a.m.
All right, 6:36 a.m.
Local sunrise was 6:36 a.m.
Okay, thank you so much. So welcome everybody. It's breaking news. It's Monday Night Chat. As we Alexa is quarantined. Yes, it is, Corey.
She's also covered by a bag of vitamin C drops too. Actually, because of everybody being home, she's reacting a little bit slower and slower.
Oh yeah, everything is. In fact, today I had the lawn company coming. I didn't sign up to get the lawn done this year because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it, and they just showed up and did it. I'm like, oh man. So I call them up, try to get somebody on the phone and say, hey, I don't want the lawn this year. I'm out of work. I ain't getting paid. So I need to cut back on things till I find out if I got a job. So think I could get somebody on the phone? No, nobody on the phone. Just sat there on hold for like 20 minutes, and finally I said, the heck with this.
Your call is very important to us. Please stay on the line, and the next available operator will get back to you. You are now number 675.
Yeah. It doesn't even tell you that. It just says, we experience a heavy volume call, whatever it is. I'm like, oh man, you're a grass company. How busy can you be?
Come on, one old woman at the desk going, hello.
Yeah, so then I called Exxon up because I want to get a second credit card for her. Mm-hmm. And geez, for the life of me, I just can't get a second credit card from Exxon so she can have one too. It is just like, what is the problem here? He's making all kinds of noise. I got to mute him for a second while he's doing this thing. So it is too funny. All right, you done now?
I was trying to get a vitamin C drop off, and so
oh boy. So I call Exxon. I'm hitting 1, hitting 3, hitting 2, hitting 8, hitting all these kinds of things. Finally, I went to go to try to connect, and it said, "This number doesn't exist. What are you doing calling me?" No joke. And I was like, "Oh man,
seriously?"
Yeah. So I was 0 for 2 today trying to call people. 0 for 2 trying to call people today.
That's not good.
Yeah. So trying to figure out what we can talk about tonight as we open up the chat. As we have a little.
Let's see what flavor of this I'm going to get. Is it going to be lemon? Is it going to be grapefruit? Or is it going to be orange?
I have the honey lemon over here. Then I also have the peppermint here, which is soothing.
I do the honey lemon, but this is a vitamin C.
And I got the Ricola. I got Ricola tonight.
Ricola.
And Dale joined us. Hi, Dale. How's everybody doing here? I didn't play. I was going to say I didn't play any games today, but I kind of did, or I tried. So
would you invite Ray? He's all butthurt.
Oh, Ray. Hang on. I was right in the middle of a story. It was a good story, too.
What? You were playing something today?
Yeah, so I fired up my
orange, by the way, is the flavor.
I fired up my PlayStation 4, and it's okay. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna play something. So I'm scrolling around. Oh, I haven't played this Call of Duty in a while, so I'll go and play a couple of missions, kick around, whatever. Just have some fun with it. Put on easy mode, and what happens? Oh, it's got an update. And then after the update, it's got to move it to the external drive. 35 minutes later, I was able to play my Call of Duty mission. By that time, it had just taken all the fun out of it. So that's what I did today. I did bills to find out that, boy, I'm running out of money. And then I tried to make 2 phone calls that never got anybody on the phone, and then I tried to play a game, and even that had an update. So today was another very, very frustrating day.
Imagine if it was the same person answering both calls for your Exxon card and for. Have I played the new update for Plague? Isn't that what's going on in the real world? Why would you want to play that? You can just go outside and breathe in some air.
There's Plague Inc. that's probably selling like hotcakes. There's also this game called Pandemic. Pandemic is a board game that you got to try to solve the plague. I think it's on Steam too. You can play it on Steam as well. And I don't know if he's kidding about this or not. That would not be funny right now. Maybe later on it might be, but they had a COVID version of it or a download or something. But yeah, so one of the games I was playing too is The Division, and The Division is so much like this. It's about a disease that gets on money, and it was put into the world on purpose, and everything's locked down. Ooh. So yeah, so I was trying to play some of that, but boy, that is really, really tough to play right now. It is dark. It is dark. I picked it up a few months ago. It was $3 on sale. So I was okay, I'll get it. But boy, I tell you, it's tough to play those games right now.
We've even been dissed by my own cat. She was on the bed and now she's left. when the cat doesn't want anything to do with you. Right.
It might have been banned in China. I wouldn't put it past anybody that
It's a lot of those multiplayer games that if there is a Chinese version, they don't have the same server.
Yeah, but China bans all kinds of stuff. There's like certain movies and TV shows that can't get there. Even their internet is pretty balked over there as far as what you can do, what you can't do, and especially right now. So today, what I almost did today, I almost did a lot of things. I almost set up the Sega Genesis and started firing off some hockey games. I think I'm going to do that Sega Genesis hockey recap project, where I'm going to put in all the different hockey games you can play on the Sega Genesis. Just talk about them a little bit, show off some of the options in the game, show it how it might have evolved for better or for worse, and maybe play a period. Might play a game. I'm not sure, but I try to keep the videos to 10 to 15, 20 minutes tops, and do my little project like that.
Play the whale doing that.
Yeah. Whales, Nordiques are in there. It's just kind of fun because it starts off the teams that are the default teams are the Stanley Cup champion teams. So that's always fun to see every year.
When did they stop making NHL for Sega, the Genesis?
The last one was 98.
Okay.
So they had 90. Well, it was 91, 92. And then so 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98. So they did 7.
Nice.
And 97 and 98, I think, were also on the PlayStation, but they did come out for Sega.
So I remember buying one for the PS1.
Yeah.
Thank you, Robbie.
Oh yeah, you did a baseball game today.
Yes. Should let people know that. By the way, a nice note, and I'll share part of it with you, is that someone dropped a note who I've been talking with back and forth, and he's really enjoying these nighttime shows. By the way, specifically mentioned you by name. Didn't ask where the pineapple pizza and the cookies were, but he did mention you by name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm glad that the people are enjoying these, and we just get a chance to sit down and, maybe have some, instead of Lawrence Welk, they can tune into Dave and Ron, and we'll do
the one and the two, and it's brought to you by Special K. So, what did you have for dinner tonight?
I know, that's what we're reduced to. She called me. She's like, "Can you peel some potatoes so we can make mashed potatoes?" I was like, "Ooh, that sounds good." So I peeled some potatoes. She boiled some potatoes. We had mashed potatoes, corn, and some kind of chicken that she had. I think she pulled out.
Sounds similar to what I had. Sarah made up some shake and bake chicken over the weekend. Did a package of thighs that way, and so I wanted those and some salad.
Shake and bake is really good.
It is, isn't it?
I love crispy chicken.
And I bought the last grocery delivery. I had 5 pounds of potatoes because I wasn't sure if we were getting any rice. So I had half a potato or whatever it was, and it was really good. She said that was too much food for her. I said, no, it was really good. So today, I was telling you this a little bit earlier, because we're having groceries delivered. I had to order today to be delivered Friday night.
Okay, so Monday order, Friday delivery.
So 5 full days.
Yeah, it's getting to be a little strung out like that. It is.
But if it all goes well, we actually get some pork and my Wheaties, and we'll figure out some other things during the week. But just trying to stock up on overstock 1 week on one thing, and then you go the next week and do something else. And so, welcome to the new normal. The cat is now sniffing my thermometer, and then the honey lemon cough drops. This is what we're reduced to. What is our pets doing?
Yeah,
What
so we're
do
trying
you-
to figure out what to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about some favorite video game moments. We've already done that on the Digital to Dice. I'm trying to think about something happy to talk about. I don't want to be talking about virus statistics and anything like that. I want to talk about some fun things. Last night the movie show was really good, went over really well. The feedback was really good on that. I was trying to think about, maybe something we got for Christmas that was completely unexpected, that was totally awesome. What was your? I'm trying to think what I would have too for a good Christmas gift. That's one thing we could talk about. Or
I got a TV for my 12th birthday.
oh really?
Got one of those little boom box. What are you doing, Em? Emmy's bored. If the cat's bored, you're bored. I was 12 years old, and I got one of those little TV boom boxes.
Oh wow.
So 4.5-inch black and white television.
Okay.
Cassette player, AM, FM stereo, and the AM didn't work, which was a bummer to me because that's how I listen to sports. And with 2 speakers. And so we actually had stereo, I had one of the first stereo televisions. You plug the cable right in the back, got good FM stuff and whatever we got on
fantastic.
cable. And
Cool.
And so it saved my mother. That was her saving grace because that year we got ESPN on cable.
Oh,
And she was kind of tired of ESPN early on.
there you go.
The Holly Farms 400 or Australian Rules Football, or the thing that she absolutely flipped her ever-loving manure with was the worst avid golfer tournament.
Oh,
You
really?
understand that in the early 80s, ESPN didn't have anything to show during the day. I don't know why it was on, but it was on during the day. Kind of show on repeats from the night before. And so they took 4 horrible golfers to a course in Connecticut and taped them playing a bad round of golf.
Oh man.
My
That
mother
must've been
comes
funny.
in,
Like, what's up?
and on a summer day, mother comes in. What are you watching? Golf. Ron, I don't
Bad
recognize
golf.
any of these names. It's golf. Welcome
Bad
back
golf.
to the world's worst avid golfer contest.
Right.
Go outside. Go outside right now. If you
Yeah.
do not go outside, I'm going to spank you.
Okay, I'm going out.
I'm
Let me
going
tell
out.
you about this. So Ron, I have this reoccurring dream, and this goes out to everybody in the chat too. Okay, and I had it again last night. So I've been in this house over 20 years now. Okay.
Yeah.
23, 22 years. So it's been a while. Okay. I keep having this reoccurring dream, reoccurring. I don't know what the word is, that we're still moving out of that apartment, the last place I lived in before here.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep telling the wife this too. I'm like, I had that dream again, that we go to the apartment, which doesn't exist anymore. That the building has been knocked down. So the apartment doesn't exist anymore. But we're going back to the apartment, and we go in and we're like, wow, we still got a lot of stuff to move out of here into the house. And we got to get it done because they want to rent this place out. And that's my recurring dream, is I'm back in this apartment, in another city. And it's like, why am I back at this apartment with all this stuff still in there? And it's like, man, we got a week, we got 2 weeks.
So wait a minute. You literally loaded up the truck and moved to Beverly?
Pretty much. Pretty much. But
Is there a hill there?
But I keep having this dang dream that I'm at the apartment, and the apartment is, I know what the apartment is, okay, but it's a little different. That's how dreams are. They're different every time.
absolutely.
So I mean, I know where I am, and that's where I am, but the apartment's a little bit different every time. And I'm like, it's like, look at all this stuff, this
Trying to
furniture.
sort through some things, Dave?
I guess, and it's like, man, we got to get this stuff out of here because and it's funny because in some of the dreams, it's like, wow, it's been years since we've been here, and why we got to get the stuff out of here. It's there's this reoccurring dream that it's just like, I need to get this stuff out of this apartment and get it into the house. It's all the time, and so I don't know if there's any psychologists in the chat room right now that can help me figure out.
You're trying to sort out some stuff. That's what I wasn't being facetious. The whole
Yeah, and it's all the time. And so last night, for the first time in this recurring dream, I actually took stuff out and put it in the car. That's the first time, because I usually go in there and I look around. And it's like, oh, we got it's not like packed with stuff, but it's like half packed. Like there's a couple of rooms with stuff, and I'm like, wow, look at. I mean, last night there was this shelf and it had like DVDs or movies or something, and then it had a shelf and had like a couple of boom boxes on the shelf. I'm like, and then there was a TV too, and there was some guy standing there in the dream, and I was like, do you want the TV? Because I don't really feel like moving the TV. You can just keep it if you want. And I'm like, what am I gonna do with these boom boxes, and where am I gonna put them? And should I sell this stuff?
How you doing, Al?
So it's just a really, really crazy dream. But last night was the first time that I took something out of the apartment and actually put it in the truck to start that process. So
have you had this same dream for like the last 20 some odd years?
Oh yeah.
That is an unusual dream. Rob is right.
Yeah, it's so I must have some underlying theme or something like that.
I have one that reoccurs a bunch. I took you to the dead mall that I used to work in.
Mm-hmm.
And they tore down the part where I used to work. And so every once in a while, I'll have a dream that I'm back in that mall and going through the stores. And sometimes I'm trapped in the mall because they've closed, sealed off entrances and exits, so you don't know where to go. And other times I'll have dreams where the stores in the mall will change in the middle of the dream. So what will start as a food court turns into a hardware store or something ridiculous like that. Just like, wait a minute, where's my French fries? I can give you some screwdrivers if you like. And it really is just kind of, I call those garbage dreams because there really is no rhyme or reason to them. They're just there. You're just spewing out some stuff. But yeah, being trapped in the mall is one.
And even last night I have another recurring dream that this happened last night too. It was a little different. My other recurring dream is that I'm trying to play hockey and I can never get on the ice. I whatever it is, it's like I'm missing my skates or my stick, and I'm in the dream constantly trying to look to get my stuff so I can get on the ice. And it's one of these, like I go in the locker room, they're not there, and I go out in the car and they're not there, and I drive home and they're not there. It's like, where are my skates? And it's like, I need to get on the ice. I need to play, but I don't have my skates, and the game's ticking in my head.
There's no real world thing to that at all now whatsoever, is there? When am I getting on the ice again?
Yeah, but I mean, I've had this one forever. In fact, so last night's dream is I was actually refereeing, and they called off the second game. So we did the first game, they called off the second game, and I come off the ice, and I was trying to find my bag, and I was trying to find the score sheet, and a whole bunch of people jumped on the ice after us, and somebody stole my clipboard with a score sheet.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, where's my bag? Where's my bag? It's like, okay, I was over there talking to the other referee, so my bag's over there. I found my bag. Where's the clipboard? I'm looking around, and the people that come on the ice had all this crap on the bench, and I'm sorting through all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, I got the clipboard, but where's the score sheet? They stole my clipboard for themselves, but what'd they do with the score sheet? And so last night wasn't me trying to get on the ice. Last night was me trying to find the dang score sheet. And
that's
so
interesting.
Yeah, so but I have this big recurring dream where I'm trying to, get on the ice to play or the court to play hockey, and I never get there because there's always something that I'm missing that I can't get there. So those are my two big recurring dreams. Yeah, the other recurring dream that I haven't had in a while is my car stolen. I come out somewhere to look for my car and it's gone. I was having that like constantly. My car was being stolen.
Driving a Bentley.
Oh my gosh! In fact, in one of the dreams, I had my car stolen twice. Because I come out,
that would suck, wouldn't it?
My car was stolen, so I got a new one, and I come out, and I'm looking everywhere, and that was gone too. And I was like, for crying out loud, how many times can they steal my car? It really was. It was. So I've been having these crazy dreams.
So Robbie asks, and that's a good question. Is there something about the move that always stands out in your mind?
I will say one thing, and maybe this is it. When we left the apartment, we took everything, right? And there was this one little table. And we're like, something? Do you want this table? I don't want this table. We were tired of moving. So we took this little table and we put it in a closet. And we left the table behind. That's the only thing left behind. We left the place pretty clean. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we took all of our stuff, but that one table we left behind. I'm wondering if that one table is what's in the back of my mind. It's been bugging me.
Well, somebody's been using it, or it's been repurposed.
Well, whoever moved in used it. I mean, it was in good shape. We just didn't want it. My Tribe fan and Steve says no traffic on the Mask Pike. Yep, it's there's probably not going to be a lot of traffic right now for a little bit.
I was watching some of the highway videos, and someone does a live stream every night of their commute from Manhattan or New York City to where they live. And so I was watching some stuff from Friday night at rush hour, and you could drive through the middle of Manhattan, and if you kept the same speed, you would never hit a red light.
Yeah.
You were never going to get stopped, and there was no one on the sidewalks. I mean, it's very eerie and similar to what I've experienced, what we both experienced, me in downtown Burlington, and what you've said when you've gone out.
Yeah, no, in fact, I don't even like to go out right now because it's just so depressing when you go out and you see everything empty. It's just, I'll just walk around my neighborhood. I see everybody in the neighborhood walking. Everyone's out walking. So
the Mask Pike. He's made a point to say that twice.
Okay, so either he's real bad at spelling, or he's trying to make a point. This is it's a cryptic message. It's a cryptic message. I'm not sure what it would be if it was a cryptic message. I can't figure it out. I give up. Ding,
How's
ding.
your eye?
I've been putting a lot of gel in it. I bought some new gel, and it seemed to help a little bit last night. It's not nearly as red.
Better?
So I don't know. Maybe I flushed out what was in it, or maybe it just is getting better.
That
or maybe
would
I'm just
be ideal, because it'd be hard to press to get in anywhere to actually get someone to look at it.
I think they would see me again in a pinch. So we're gonna.
Ray!
I have absolutely no idea how this is going to work. So you tell me if it's on or what's going on. So
We can hear you, Ray.
you can hear me. Okay.
We can see you too.
That too.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
When
Oh, you got your new microphone. You got the Blue Yeti.
Yeah. I was going to test it with somebody today, but I don't know.
I was busy. I was busy
Yeah,
walking
busy.
the dog. You want to get closer to that mic.
Yeah, that's what I've been playing with. How close I need to be on it.
You see how close I am to mine?
The closer you
Yeah.
are, the better it sounds.
Well, Ron, yours is a little depth perception, but yeah, up there.
No, I'm
just trying to
really,
get on it.
And
Okay,
when
there
you
you
talk
go.
when you talk into it, you don't talk into the top. You talk into the front.
right.
Okay, so you want to tilt that at that little bit of an angle.
You
So
want
this
Yeah.
one is this way, huh?
Yeah, you want to
Yeah.
talk right into the front of that and get it up.
Okay.
Yeah, the closer you are, the better you're going to sound. Yep.
All right, so that is better for you.
Oh yeah.
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 So I'm not hearing any monitoring coming back, which is really weird because I have, I did wireless to hear back to you, but I don't have any monitoring of my voice going out. So
Is this the Krispy Kreme chat? Kenny, have you recovered from eating those 6 donuts?
And probably not, because he played a game today and Montreal won. So obviously he's in a sugar coma right now.
Obviously, he is the smartest person in the chat, you mean. I forgot what I was going to say. I had something sarcastic to say, and I lost it.
you'll find
That's all right. We don't need you to wreck the show. Just don't wreck the show.
Is that going to be a breaking news banner, too? Ron doesn't wreck show.
So yes, Ray, I was just telling him about a couple of my recurring dreams that I got, especially about the one about playing hockey, where I just can't get on the ice or on the court to play. That I'm looking for my skates, I'm looking for my stick. It's just this all this anxiety is like, I need to get out there. The game's going to end for, you know how you are when you get to the rink and the game started and you're not ready. You know,
Right.
as a goalie, it's probably a little bit different, but as a skater, you know, it's like when the clock's ticking, you want to be on that bench ready to go. You don't want to be missing any shifts. And that's kind of how the whole dream goes. It is just that way, the entire dream.
Yeah, I've had that recurring dream as well, but yeah, and as a goalie, I think it's even more pressure because you're trying to make sure that you're on the rink on time. You're the only goalie.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've had that dream a multitude of times.
Yeah. Hey, on your mic, turn down the sensitivity a little bit.
It is all, I believe gain is all the way down.
Oh, really? Okay.
You got it backward.
Yeah.
Turn your mic around.
Turn around.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Is that better?
Oh,
Much.
Jeebus, yeah.
Okay.
That
Okay.
you're gonna talk into the front, yeah, and you want the gain down on that. It's a very hot mic, yeah, because we were
Yep.
getting a lot of echo. No wonder why. So now you sound pretty good.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Much
again,
better. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
The first run on this, I had no clue.
Yeah,
And obviously, it's awkward because my camera is offset because I'm running the Nikon D7200 tethered, and that's serving as my webcam for now. So that's why I'm looking this way, this way, this way,
Yep.
and then there's a light trying to bring it up because my office is kind of set for the mood, kind of dark. So
your brother never. Oh, everyone's wearing masks. Thank you, Corey. I appreciate that.
Oh, Nick from the Game Hounds. Yeah, Nick wrecks the show on the Game Hounds all the time.
So
Nick has his cat too in the background. When we do the Game Hounds, Nick has his cat walking around too, and his cats have diapers on. That's what's hysterical.
Really?
Yeah. So every now and then
Why
the
does
cat
the
will come
cat
up
have
and
a
see the
diaper
diaper go
on?
right by his face. It's like, oh
He
man.
must. He or she must be really old.
I don't know if they're just peeing everywhere, if they're old. I don't really know.
The mics, Robbie. I paid $100 for this about 5-6 years ago, so I've certainly gotten my money's worth.
They're
out of it.
$100 or less. Sometimes you can get them for $79 with a game on a sale.
Ray,
like
where'd
a-
you pick up yours?
mine was B&H, and it was a little bit more than that. It was $1.29.
Yeah, but if you do it a lot, it pays for itself, and it really is a good mic.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely be playing with it and see what I can do with maybe doing some voiceover stuff for my model railroad videos and that kind of thing.
Gonna
Yeah.
add.
It's a good mic for that. It sounds
Yeah.
and the thing is it's one of those proximity mics. The closer you get, the deeper and the more bassy you get. So you can really make
Right.
it sound good when you get up there.
Yeah, we're,
Attention, Kmart shoppers. But no, you do. It's the one thing I don't like about it is you really do have to be almost on top of it.
right. So I'm well, say 6 inches, from it. Is that all right? I mean, I can't. That's the problem I'm having right now. Is there's absolutely no
Yeah, no,
monitor.
you're fine. If you're gonna
Yeah,
do
you're fine.
voiceover, you'd want to get about 3 inches away for doing voiceover.
This is about where I sit to do the play-by-play for my streams. Is about right here.
And it sounds very full at that distance. And
Right.
the further away you get, even mine gets a little tinny. And when I get right up here, I get the proximity.
Right, and if I go back here to hit mouse buttons, it does sound kind of tinny. Right, Mr.
But you-
Gadget?
Yeah. Yep. The
Yeah.
closer you are to those, that's what I used until I got the mixing board, and then I couldn't hook it up to my mixing board, so I used this.
You can mount that to a swing arm.
Yes.
It's all
Even I
coming.
looked
It's
at one of
coming
those.
slow. Yeah. So unfortunately, it seems like this stuff is very popular right now as people are sitting inside. They're buying up
Yes.
webcams and mics and all the accessories for it.
It
And,
is the best USB mic on the market, as far as I'm concerned.
And this came pretty quick. I mean, I'm only 2 days from B&H, so it works.
Are they closed down there? Could you go down there and
No,
buy
the
some?
store's
No?
closed in New York City.
Okay.
You can do pickup if you're willing to walk through the ground zero down there. Oh, that's probably not the right thing to call it, but the
Wow, it's the center.
the center, yeah, and so they're doing. I think you can do store pickup, but the store is definitely closed.
I think Best Buy up here is doing curbside, so whatever you ordered, they'll just bring out to your car.
Right.
How's train traffic in your part of the world? I know Amtrak is pretty much shut down, but you on the freight line?
So I actually live right between where Providence and Worcester comes in. So you have the Norwich branch and the Willimantic branch come in right in my backyard. And it seems like right now rail traffic is holding steady.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you're familiar with the Hoosick Tunnel out on the New York.
That's out by
line.
Al's neck of the woods. Yeah,
Right.
by Springfield. Yeah.
Yeah, so they that collapsed and
Ooh.
had a partial collapse of the Hoosick Tunnel. So traffic has been rerouted, and we're actually getting auto racks where we've never had auto racks before.
Oh,
right
that's
here in town.
cool.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not like heavy, but you'll see 2 or 3 or so come in via the New England Central down to Willimantic.
That's our railroad up here.
That's your railroad. That's my railroad too. I'm a big fan between them and the P&W. And then the racks are coming into us, and then they're going out, and then they go out to Quonset Point in Rhode Island, where they unload cars. And if you ever want a site, just Google map over on Quonset Point and just do an aerial and just look at the sea of cars that are out on Quonset Point. It's really neat to see. And if you're familiar with the Volkswagen buyback in 2005,
Okay.
they or the 05s that they bought back, they're all sitting out in lots out there. So,
Kenny,
by the way, I am a 1998 graduate of the Connecticut.
are you really?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah, went to school, but had a whole bunch of disc jockeys around this area that were instructors. And unfortunately, the school at that time was too antiquated to really be able to do new technology. I mean, we were still taking reel to reel and cutting it and splicing it and doing that in 1998. Yeah, so they were way behind the times. I went to intern at my first radio station. I told them I graduated from the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, and they went, "Well, that's one strike against you." So it didn't start off well, and by that, and I interned for a little bit, and then I just walked away because I was just not what I wanted to be doing at the time.
Not a hell of a lot of money in radio, and there wasn't when I was in school 10 years before that. So,
So Tiny Rick's in here. Hi, Tiny Rick. He's like Pickle Rick, but he's Tiny Rick. If you know Rick and Morty at all. And yeah, Rick, that's what I've been doing these things here. I've been enjoying a lot of different people coming into the chat, and I've been using a StreamYard service to chat with all kinds of people. So I'll do the show and I'll probably chat with somebody afterwards. And it's a good way to stay connected to people because you really can't go out right now. So yeah, so it's just seeing people I know too and chatting with people. It's a huge I look forward to this every night, coming on and having, different hosts and different people in chat and just having a good time with everybody. Now, I haven't tried the Zoom yet. I know some people are using it.
My mother loves it, but I haven't tried it yet.
I haven't tried it because I'm having very good success with the StreamYard here. So this is my choice right now. I'd have to look into the Zoom, but I know some people are using it like a Google Hangout. So
I'm actually planning on trying to use Zoom for a team rep meeting for the league. Because you can actually put 8, 10, 12. I think it's up to, I forgot. It's some crazy number you can put in there all at
really
the time.
Because we can do 6 here at one time.
I forgot what it was, but the number was ridiculous. It was very high. And I said, well, I'll look at that. And it's free. And you're limited to like 40 or 45 minutes on the free version. Okay. And for a little bit more money, it's like 24 hours. Like I don't know why you would stay on there for 24 hours, but again, there's the limits go way up, and it's like $20 a month or something like that for it.
That's what this is. This is 22.
This is like $22 a month for this, and you have the good. I like the goodies. You can post the, the comments here. You can share videos and stuff. So I'm not sure what Zoom does, but I mean it would be neat because I would use that. We tried to have the draft one time, and with 8 people, I couldn't do it here, but with Zoom maybe I could have 10. Although once you start getting over 5 or 6 people, it gets really confusing. You have when you watch the NFL shows, and every year they add another 1 or 2 people on. It's like it used to be 2 people, then it was 3, then it was 4. Now you got like 7 people sitting around. Hey, let's talk about the football games today. Joe, what do you think? And then Pat, what do you think? And then Mike, what do you think? And then Herschel, what do you think?
You're not a fan of Scott Hansen in the Octobox on the Red Zone.
I love Scott Hansen, but what I'm saying is that when you go to the post game show and you get like 9 people at the table, there's always someone. Why do you need 9 people at the table? You don't. You need 3 or 4 tops. You don't need any more than that. And they just keep every year that table gets longer and longer and longer, and there's more people sitting there talking football. It's like
it's kind of like the California Angels broadcast team in The Naked Gun, where they had Dr. Joyce Brothers, and they had that whole line of people that were down the road.
That was funny. We were talking about that last night, as a matter of fact. The Naked Gun.
Yeah, that was some good stuff.
That was
absolutely.
It was a fun show last night. We're trying to figure out a topic tonight. We haven't come up with a topic yet, so we're just kind of talking about my reoccurring dreams and how my day went. I tried to call 2 places today. I couldn't get anybody on the phone to solve my issues, and it's just so I guess that everybody has skeleton crews on or whatever, It was weird this weekend. Sunday, I get up and I was having my Sunday morning shower or afternoon shower, whatever it was, and I had the radio on. And they were playing an old Patriots game, and then the other channel had an old basketball game. So everyone's replaying because there's nothing to talk about. So all these players, these stations now replaying these old games. And Kenny says he's 35 minutes from Quonset.
Yep.
So they brought you traded in the Volkswagens and they never did anything with the cars. Is that?
They're all a vast majority of them are sitting down there. So they had violated EPA standards for diesel exhaust.
Oh, okay, yep.
And they cheated, and there was multi-million-dollar thing that they did, and they bought back all those cars from their owners, and they had to have a place. I mean, there's cars down there with plates on them still.
Oh wow!
And people were getting ridiculous. They were like taking seats out of them and everything else because there was no like good stipulation as to what the condition the car was in when it came back. So people were just stealing stuff out of them and bringing them back.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were required to buy them back, and no matter what condition, as part of that settlement or whatnot. So.
Yeah, Rick was saying it looks like Zoom is $14.99 a month for the Pro. I'm not sure how that works. How this works is that whoever is the host has to be on a computer. Everybody else can be mobile if they want, but the host has to be on a computer, and they're the one that has to have the account. You can have 6 people on here, and none of them have to pay a dime to join your show. So as long as the host has. So I imagine that's how Zoom would be.
I'm pretty confident. I think you made a great point about how many people there are too, and hopefully the host would have some form of controls. I mean, you'd have to basically, with that many people, you'd have to start muting it down and kind of raise hand, because otherwise it'd be nuts. Yeah. Tripping.
Yeah.
The one thing I miss about Hangouts is whoever was talking got the full screen. It just automatically switched back and forth between. Yeah, kind of like that, and
right.
And so exactly. And so when Ray started talking, that would go through, and when Dave would do that, and very good.
That was kind of neat, that was kind of good how it did that. But also it is kind of fun just seeing everybody just kind of chilling out here. So, and Ron is never right. I was
going to say, mark the calendar, Ron. You're right.
Ron is partially correct at times, but he's never right.
Why do I do this to myself? I have no ego. Yes, sir. Whatever you like, sir.
Ron, have you done any more trains?
No. I was going to see what night Ray wanted to actually watch some.
Yeah. What about anyone that ends in Y at this point is fine with me.
It's a never-ending Monday. All right.
It is.
Ron likes to run trains and play a lot of Steel Panther when he does the soundtrack. So.
Nice.
So I played the song that Dave dared me to play for my wife on Sunday.
Oh boy.
The Girl from Oklahoma.
Oh yeah.
And I got about a minute into that before I was told to shut it off.
It's one of their more raunchy songs. It really is. So
oh, absolutely.
So yeah. So if you've ever listened to Steel Panther,
yeah. Ray looks lost in this conversation.
I've never touched Steel Panther. The Darkness, I've touched The Darkness. Now that's
they're funny, yeah.
Yeah, they're a good one too, for not nearly as straightforward. It's a little more
double entendre.
Yeah, they got a lot of double entendre going on in that. So
they're a joke band. They're supposed to be a spoof heavy metal band, but they're pretty good.
They're really good. There's some really good stuff out of it.
And that's what Spinal Tap is. Spinal Tap's a spoof heavy metal band, but they're all filthy with their lyrics. Most of them, I should say. I mean, when you got a song called Gang Bang at the Old Age Home, it's it's not really going to get on Magic 106.
It's funny that Hair Nation will play Big Bottom, though.
Spinal Tap, yeah.
No.
What? Delilah's not playing Delilah's not playing that stuff, huh?
Delilah. Who's Delilah?
She's the nighttime person at most of the soccer mom stations that take your advice.
Yeah, the syndicate.
Yeah.
Delilah.
Yeah. Okay. Delilah, my husband and I are listening to you. No, the husband's being forced to listen to you. He could give 2 farts about this stuff.
Hi, I'm Delilah. I've been divorced 9 times, but here's my advice for you.
Yes.
She has. I mean, do her research. She's been divorced like 8 or 9 times.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah. Well, let me give you some love advice for tonight.
When I worked way back in the day, I think it was like in 94 $5.96. I remember we did some business with a company in Connecticut, and I would call up and place the orders. And I got talking to this one girl, and she sounded pretty cute and the whole bit. And I was still single at the time, and I remember talking to her, and she's just like, "Yeah," she goes, "I'm on my I think it was her third or fourth husband." And I was just like, "Whoa!" Because I don't know why we got talking about it, but after enough phone calls, we started personalizing the conversation a little bit more. And she's like, "Yeah," she goes, "I'm on my third or fourth husband." I was like, "Oh, really?" She goes, "Yeah, but this one is my soulmate." And I'm like, "This one is." I finally, it took 4 tries. I went down the aisle 4 times, and I finally got it right. This one, this is the one. This is the time I lose the weight. Yeah. I'm on the diet forever now. Tomorrow it starts. So it only took 4 tries. So it's like, good to know. Good to know.
No, I won't be thinking of you tonight in the shower.
Kind of along the lines of that 2000s, I think it was movie, The Ladies Man. It was like the SNL thing with
Tim Meadows. Yeah,
Tim Meadows. Yeah, so. One of the guys says, "Leon personally saved my second and fourth marriage." So there's a love it.
Water in my mouth when you said that. That's pretty good.
I didn't see that one. That's pretty funny.
Oh, it's a fan. It's good. It's I enjoy it. It wasn't a huge hit, but I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed the skits when they did them too.
Yeah,
I get people have been telling me because I got the Hulu back. And they've been telling me to go watch Kilkenny or Letterkenny or something like that on Hulu. And they said I'd really like it. So I was like, I think that might be my next series. There must be some hockey involved or something with that show. Because they were suggested. But so I got to go check out. I think it's called Letterkenny on Hulu.
Okay.
So if anybody in the chat knows anything about Letterkenny, let me know. But I've been told by several people I should go watch it.
This isn't the South Park one that gets killed every episode, right?
No.
That's Kenny.
You killed Kenny. You bastard.
Oh, Kenny, stop. Don't. No, Kenny, you already wrecked the day with the Montreal win on your replay there. So now we don't need to wreck it anymore.
That's right. Between the 6 Krispy Kremes and Montreal winning, Kenny Castro is my hero.
I got to get back to my. Go ahead, Ray.
I was going to say, you got some Tony O hanging up behind you.
I do. I was going to flip it around and show the back, but I went with the front tonight. I'll start showing the backs later. I don't have most of the jersey I have are just numbers, or sometimes they have my name because I used to hate to buy a jersey with a current player and then they'd be traded. And it's like, so
I got
would
a closet full of those.
Yeah. So I would either get something like Esposito or something like that, or just a regular number with no name. That way there, I hate walking around with somebody. Esposito's a classic, so that's a little different. But, you don't want to be walking around with a goalie that played 1 year and left,
Right.
So.
Like the Halak t-shirts I have.
Halak, yeah. Get back on. So I guess it's going to be the train episode. That's what it's going to be.
Dave's been a hobo for a while, so I guess it kind of fits.
That's right. We had a whole bunch of train jokes the other night while we were in the Ron's chat on Retro Sports Network. That was pretty fun.
That was fun.
I was just chilling out. I was doing my puzzle. Hey, all right, Dave.
How you doing, David?
Good to see
morning.
you. It's it's midnight out there now, right? 12:17. So he's out there in the UK. Hopefully things are going better out there. I gotta check into I want to get that game. I think I gotta see that was it the Robert Shabano game. The
Roberto
kill the power play. It's called. I'm gonna go look at that. I'm gonna go check that out.
They're really cheap, Dave.
Yeah, and it's something where I don't think I have it. Let me see here.
If I get right up your alley because it's all a quick play game. I'm sure it's just one roll. He's got Olympics too, by the way. He's got everything. I mean, if there's, I believe you could actually quick sim gymnastics.
Yeah, cycling games, everything. So I want to check out the hockey game. I just downloaded the doc file. Let me check it out here. So he has got it's called Kill the Power Play.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 6 euro thingies. I'm not
Euro.
sure. I'm not sure what that works out, but he's
Like-
got the world.
Like
Whoa,
$7.50.
okay, World Hockey Association 72 to 79. So if you like the WHA, it's got the early years at NHL, 1917 to 1942. He's got the original 6, 42 to 67. And I don't know if he's got anything beyond that. Oh, he's got the yearbooks, yeah. 67 to 73. He's pretty I don't know if he's got anything newer. He's got roller hockey. He's got the Men's World Cup Volume 1, 1936 to 1954 men's roller hockey.
Wow.
Yep. He's got early Olympic ice hockey, 1920 to 36. That's
It's on the
something.
sportsreplays.net site, Robbie.
So yeah, so he's got some classic seasons here from the early 70s. So I should probably check that out. So
That's right in your wheelhouse.
yeah, so it's $5 each for a season plus the game is 6, so it's 11 euros.
About $13.
Oh, is it? I don't know. Maybe I'm not even sure if you need to buy the game. If you buy the season, if you're all set. I'll have to check that out. It's fairly inexpensive though.
Oh, they're very cheap.
Let's see. Okay, Kill the Power Play Hockey, a statistical replay game loosely based on my previous Olympic ice hockey game. You will find the usual features of my team sports game, rating for attack, defense, killer instinct, and for overtime resolution. Third die random modifier, plus advanced rules to put in play even the power play opportunities and penalty killing value of each team. Oh, that's different. To make each game a little more slower, but still very fast, but much more tense. This is a fast statistical replay game where you obtain the final result of the game with a few rolls of the dice. Ideal for replaying an entire season in a matter of a couple hours.
Yeah.
I should check that one out there. Maybe I'll send him an email.
Great Britain won the gold for hockey at the 36 Olympics. It's been all downhill since then. Wow. Who did Canada not send to have the British win a hockey gold medal?
Well, back then, everything was really different back then. They have baseball. He's got baseball games too. American
I have
football.
notifications set up for Twitch, Dale, but they don't seem to work.
Yeah, it's what is it? Roberto Schiavini. It's Roberto.
Golf
Sure.
Guy 613. Is that you, Stuart? Is curious why Ron is not a fan of action PC golf.
Oh, there's a good question for you, Ron Stewart. Yeah, that's a good one. Why? Yeah, Ron, why are you not a fan of action PC golf?
I don't like playing sidewards.
Okay.
The holes are kind of sidewards. Okay, well, okay, Stuart. Well, nice to know who you are because you pop in my streams. That's one thing. And second, I do ASG golf, and that's dice. And so I feel like I have more control with that. I mean, there's some good things that Action PC Golf does. You can download real weather. You can have the computer pretty much do everything for you. But pretty much, I have a hard time, because golf is such a visual sport. And so when you're on the tee, I want to look down at the fairway and figure out where my shot's going to go. But Bobby, how are you? But that's pretty much most of the reason why. Plus, I'll hit wrong buttons every once in a while. I've created my own golfer. Don't play well at Cabo San Lucas for sure, but I prefer the ASG just for that reason, because you can just goes from the tee in the bottom of the screen to the green at the top.
It's a typical action PC game with a closed engine where you swing and you just don't know what's going to happen, and sometimes you get a good hit and sometimes you don't. It can be kind of frustrating at times. It does have the 3-click option, which I don't use, but I've tried it and it's hard. When
pretty fast too, right?
It is. It's like, click to swing, click to hit it, click to react. It's like click, click, click. It's like boom, boom, boom. It's like, wow, it's like the old, I played a lot of 3-click games of golf and I did like it. But I'd rather just sit back and I stream a lot of the Action PC Golf, and I just usually take 3 golfers that are pretty close and just play 18 holes and just swing away and just try to judge the shots the best I can.
I mean, I played a bunch of it, but I just enjoy the ASG better.
And I hear a lot of people like the History Maker Golf, History Maker Baseball. I mean, the play games are very different games. I have a hard time with a hockey blast. I just get hung up way too much in that game. It just plays so different. It really does. We're doing okay. I mean, the best I can. The three of us are doing all what we can. But I tried to do I think Rob with exclamation point. Rob does a lot of the History Maker golf.
Yes.
And it's not really a shot by shot game or a hole by hole game. It's kind of you roll the dice to see how somebody did.
Well, it depends. Tabletop Earl does a lot of that. And the first 3 rounds are very quick play, and then he'll go out and actually play hole by hole his leaders on the final day.
Oh, yeah. I said, no, you're right. Yeah. And what he does is he'll roll and be like, he had a good hole or a bad hole. He needs a 4 for a birdie. Nope, he gets the par, and then this guy rolls. So, yeah, maybe it is not too bad like that.
And they have fictional golfers, too, if you're into that sort of thing. Of
Okay.
course, they're real, but.
And, yeah, I do like the Acting PC Golf to stream that. That's a fun one there. I have a couple other golf games that I had some success with, and some. What was that one we played that went out of business, Ron?
Digging Deep.
Digging Deep Golf, and that had 3 different modes. That was a good idea. Digging Deep Golf was a good idea.
It was 70% done.
Yes, because you had the one that you could just get a round score, so you could roll the dice.
And that probably was the closest.
Yeah, once or twice you would roll the dice and you would see what you got. Did you get a 72 or a 76 or 78? Then you had the one that was
hole by hole,
and then they had shot by shot.
Oh my God!
And I think I played. Ron was with me one night on the Google Hangouts when I did that, and we got 3 wildly different results, didn't we?
Yes, the same 3 golfers. And it was nuts. It really was.
I think I don't know which one I did. I think it was either hole by hole or shot by shot, and Tiger Woods went like 17 under par. Remember that? And everything else he was like 2 under par. It was really way off the charts. One of the modes, and there was actually one mode, the shot by shot. In theory, you could roll dice forever, never get on the green.
Right.
Because if you just kept rolling the wrong one, it'd be in the rough. And it's like at some point you think you'd be getting closer to the green. It's like, wow. Like Ron said, the game was about 70 or 80% done. It was really fun. It got really close, but there was just so many holes in that game.
The problem with Rob's games were that he just threw everything out. He tried to do a game for every sport. And really, in my view, just never finished polishing off one before he went to the next.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It's that's the golf club. Is that what that is? The golf club. I have I think I have that. That's a video game.
Yes,
isn't it? I have that on the PlayStation. The first one, not the second one. I have the golf club. I think it was called. And I had so much fun with that. In fact, I downloaded so many custom courses. Okay, that people made. In fact, you could go make one yourself. And there was some crazy ones. There was one course that I had on the golf club that it was straight downhill. Okay, it was, and they made the fairway kind of like curl in a little bit. Okay, so the ball, no matter what it did, it was going straight down, and they made the fairway really fast. Okay, and it must have went, no joke, I'm thinking 3,000 or 4,000 yards. It just this hole went forever downhill in a straight line, and it ended up at the bottom in like a little pit. And the ball, you got a hole in one every time. As long as you hit it straight off the tee, this thing rolled. And I got videos that I put up on Facebook a few years ago, and it rolled and it rolled and it rolled and it rolled and it rolled, and just going down the hill, down the hill, down the hill, down the hill. And it just went forever. And then finally it just ended up at the bottom and circled around. And occasionally it would stop next to the hole, but a lot of times it went in. So you get a hole in one every time. The courses these people created were crazy. They were crazy. They were really fun. So the golf club is a really good game. Kenny says, Digging Deep Soccer and Digging Deep Hockey were good games. I almost got the hockey, but I didn't. I saw some people playing it, and I wasn't thrilled with the Digging Deep Hockey, so I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that.
The boxing one wasn't bad.
Okay. Inside games, inside the cup? I think that would be inside
Pretty
the
much.
cup.
I think he only's got a couple courses. It was Augusta and Pebble Beach, I think. That's the one that ID and Chris played live one night on the stream.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a fun stream.
Yeah.
That really was.
Ray, do you game at all? Sports game at all?
I do a little bit on the Xbox,
Okay.
but yeah, you're talking golf. I used to, a while back, I was playing Tiger Woods PGA golf and having some fun with that. And I've told Dave this, I don't want to be frustrated at all playing a video game. So I put, it's like rookie or semi-pro. It's like, I don't put any hard levels. I'm banned from playing online because my wife caught me chatting with younger kids and saying things I shouldn't be saying. So I'm banned from playing online.
Ray's a bad influence, Dave.
These kids
either,
were
Ray.
worse. These kids were worse. And I just finally just put it to them. But nonetheless, I don't play online. I do very simple games. And I don't buy, in most cases, the most modern game. I'm okay with a couple years old. NHL 19, I think that one I do have. And, the Madden one, I think I've upgraded to 19, but that's it. The FIFA soccer is pretty good. I've been doing that. And then, as far as any other sports gaming, it's pretty much it. Basketball, that's the other one. And Dave and I talked about that. Like, I don't play a lick of basketball, but
the NBA 2K.
it's fun. It's fun. Whichever one it was. I think I got 18. It's like back that far. And I'll
There
usually
was one that I played. I don't play any basketball in real life. I'm terrible at it, but I do like to play occasional basketball. I don't like the newest stuff. There was one on the 360 I got, and I want to say it was either 2K12 or something like that. I think it was 12. That was the year. I could be wrong. Or 14. Right. It was on the Xbox. I remember playing with Robbie in my hockey league, and we had some fun with that. And it was simple. It was like pass and shoot. And what I really liked about it was when the guy had the ball, if you held one of the buttons down, the court lit up, and it showed like it was like a heat sensor, and it showed where he was hot and where he was cold.
Yep.
And and it was real simple to play. It's like, man, that I'm gonna probably stream that one here on the channel too, because I want to dig out some of my favorite video games and play them. But that was just, you get the ball to the guy. It's like you put it on easy mode, like Ray says, and you just have some fun with it. You don't get too worried about it. You don't play against anybody else. But me and him would play and have some fun, and he would win one and I would win one because that was very casual. But that had a wicked alley-oop. You could hit the button for the alley-oop, and it was all automatic, and it worked so good. I had a lot of fun with that, and I think it was Marv Albert was doing the play-by-play, and the graphics were okay because again, it's Xbox 360, so they weren't like Sega graphics, but they weren't Xbox One graphics either. They were okay, but it was just a fun game. And I remember getting the ball, and I'm sitting there dribbling, and I'm looking around to see where I'm going to pass to. The guy gets the ball. Where's he hot? Let me go to the hot spot and take the jumper. And it was fun. It's like, and he gets the friendly roll. I remember that all the times.
Remember the old version? I'm going a little, quite a bit back now, but NBA Jam.
Yeah,
it was like a very overdone, like cartoonish kind of. Yeah, exactly. I would love to find something like that. See, to me, that's fun. It's great, and we've had these conversations before. But it's great that some of these games are almost like a simulator. But those games were a lot of fun too, and they were just kind of really cartoonish. Yeah. And Dave's probably got it right there somewhere. Here it comes.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Too. Wow.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I got a few basketball games. You pick these up for we went around when you could leave the house back in the good old days, and picked up a bunch of these.
2019, I remember that well.
Yeah. So I picked up a couple of these games for a couple of bucks or two. Sometimes you get them a really good deal, and I got a ton of old games. I don't think I've tried that one yet.
Are they?
Maybe I have.
PS like backwards compatible? Could you play a PS2 game in a PS4?
No, but I have a couple of PS2s that I have, and I can also connect those to the computer and stream them on here. And behind me over here, I don't know if you can see behind me, but there's actually a little TV underneath the Seals banner, so I can hook it up. I got a small TV, so I can actually turn around after I get done work and play original Xbox or PlayStation or Sega on that little TV there, and I've done that in the past.
Nice.
Yeah, I had a little retro setup. There's some really fun old Xbox games. There was some space games I was playing and some mech games that were fun. There's all these little, you get them for $1 or $2, or $5 tops, and you play them for a half hour, and you get your money's worth out of them.
You should show Ray, Dave, Action PC Hockey.
I think you've already seen that. Yeah, he was the goalie in one night in Action
Oh,
PC.
yeah.
Hub.
Right.
I think you'd like that one.
Yeah, I'm not. Again, I kind of jump around like I've got ADD. I'll play 5-10 minutes of one thing and then I jump around to the next. I've been jumping in and out of all the games I've got. Grand Theft Auto 5, I just still play with that, and the guy's got $18 million now, so it's a lot of fun to just walk around and buy things and then steal cars and get.
I didn't like that.
Right
I liked 4. Grand Theft Auto 4. I did like 4, and I didn't finish it, but
I've been out forever too.
I've been out forever, and I didn't like. I hated it. I got to that guy that was the bully in the trailer park, and it was the mission. You had to fly his plane and land it, and it was just getting to that point in the game. I just had enough. Just had enough of the game, and when I couldn't land the plane, I kept failing the missions. Like, ving, see you later. That just couldn't fly in. But 4 was fun. 4 you had the open world, and I remember Moose was with us. And we would just drive around in fire trucks. You could squirt people with hoses in the fire trucks, and then we'd get a sniper and go up on top of a building and just start picking off civilians. I mean, I shouldn't say that on live TV, but
I've done it too. Yeah,
it's all a video game stuff. And then but you only can do it a couple times, and the police were all over you. So it's like you have to be careful. But yeah,
well, 5's like that. See, you can do that
in 5.
Yeah, 5's an open world too. So I've taken 5 and. The guy owns a helicopter, so I go down, get the helicopter, fly to the airport, and then hijack a 747, take and fly that around for a while, and then take the helicopter, land it on the tallest building, and shoot police helicopters down. It's really sick stuff, but it's
the open worlds are pretty good, and I just never get into that. I never get into. I liked 4. I even bought 4 for a few bucks, so I could go back and play it again someday. I have it digitally.
I'm honestly surprised there hasn't been a 6 because 5's been out 5, 6, 7 years.
It's still. I mean, when we do the Game Hounds, and once in a while we talk about some of the best-selling games. That is still like and you wonder, like, doesn't everybody already have 2 copies of this game? It's been on the top of the bestsellers list for so many years, not weeks or months, years. Okay, what are the best sells? Well, Madden just come out, so it's Madden, and it's this other Hitman 3 game to come out, and then third on the list is Grand Theft Auto 5, which is a 5-year-old game, which makes no sense why it's still selling so much.
Did you ever do the Fallout stuff?
I did the one in Boston 4.
Yeah, okay, sure.
That was fun because you could walk around. In fact, I almost could walk to my house in Fallout 4.
Oh, really? That's kind of cool.
Yep, the map. Now, keep in mind that you could walk from Saugus Hockey Town to Boston in a couple of minutes. So I mean, the scale was obviously way off. But the idea was that they hit some of the highlights of the North Shore in the Boston area, and so you could go up to Salem. Okay, and that's where the map ended. And if you could just cross the bridge, then you'd be into my town. So that's how close it came. For me walking in my own town. But you could go to the Witch Museum. It was called something different, but it looked pretty close. And so you could go to Salem, and you had the Witch Museum there, and it even had it was a fish, some kind of a fish thing in the game. But I think it was the sanitation plant in Salem. It's like it's way out on the harbor there in Salem by Salem Willows, and it just sticks out. And that's in the game, but it's not what it is in real life. But it's still the idea of walking around Salem and seeing the sights was pretty cool. They even had there's a very famous mental institution in the city next to me, Danvers State Hospital. They have a state hospital in that same area. It's just called something different.
Wow.
We did a lot of the high spots. There's a place my wife used to walk the dogs called Lynn Woods. It's Woods in Lynn, a city called Lynn, and Lynn Woods is in there. So there's a lot of the Saugus Ironworks are in there, which is part of Saugus history. So it was neat that it came that close to my house, and you could walk around Boston and see the thing. And Fenway Park was Grand Central Station. Everything was out of Fenway Park. Now, how Fenway Park is still standing, 2,000 years in the future after a nuclear bomb, but it is. And everything takes place.
Keep it open, Dave. What you should know that by now.
And a lot of stuff takes place in Fenway Park and Fallout 4. So that was fun walking around Boston, doing the old rail trail and stuff like that. So I played Fallout 4. That was kind of fun.
I've flown over my place in Flight Sim. Wasn't my place, but the roads are right.
Salem's Lot. Yeah, that wasn't based in Salem, Mass, but yes, that was a scary movie back in the day, in the 70s or early 80s. I think it was actually called Jerusalem's Lot, but it was cut back to Salem's Lot. So that was not Salem as Salem and the Witches, but that was a creepy movie. Nowadays it's probably pretty lame, but back in the day as a kid, that was a pretty creepy movie. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Salem's Lot. I even read the book, by the way. I read the book on
Books
Salem's
are always
Lot.
better than the movies.
Usually, yeah. In fact, I read a couple of books back in the day they made into movies. That was pretty cool. You know, you read a book randomly and all of a sudden they make a movie. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. And then you see the movie, like, oh man, they left out everything. Like I even read the Jurassic Park books, and they were way better than the movies.
Michael Crichton wrote that, right?
I think so. Yep, I read the paperback of the original, and then I was on a plane, and I remember reading not the whole thing, but I started to read the second one, whatever the second Jurassic Park was. I got the hardcover for that one. But they were good reads. It's always fun because when you read the book after the movie, you can visualize the faces a little bit better, I think.
Remember reading E.T., which essentially was the first or second draft of the script.
Really?
Before they shot it. They released it as a book. And in the book, he ate M&Ms. And Spielberg went to M&Ms and said, "Can I put these in the movie?" And they said, "No."
I did hear that. Yeah.
And so that's why Ray, they went with Reese's Pieces.
Much better choice anyway.
Yeah.
I'm an M&M guy. Sorry, I am.
What flavor?
The red dye number 5. No, I just like the regular M&Ms.
Yeah.
That's my go-to. It's my go-to while I'm watching TV.
There you go.
I've seen Dark Shadows. They ran them on Sci-Fi for a while with Barnabas.
I think there's a board game for Dark Shadows too.
I'm sure they tried to recreate it several times.
It was a little before me. I remember of it, and I remember my mother telling me how great Dark Shadows was.
Pretty daring for a soap opera in the 60s to be doing that stuff, you know?
Yeah, it was. Oh, so speaking of my mother, she's the one that bought me the Buccaneers hat with the lights.
Yes.
Okay, I'll check out this story. So last night, after we did our therapy show here, I was talking to a friend of mine, and we're sitting there chatting, and we had this wicked storm outside, lightning, thunder, Galileo, the whole bit. And the power went boom, boom, like on and off real quick. And I was surprised the computer stayed on. I said, "Whoa, boy!" I says, "If I get disconnected, it's because the power went out." And she's like, "Okay, yeah, no problem." Right. 5 minutes later, we're getting ready to wrap up the conversation. Lightning, power goes out. I had my hat on.
There you go.
Click, click, and I got lights. It was great. Yeah. I didn't have to search for my phone. It was really dark down here too. At night, when the power goes out, you know how dark it gets at your house at night. There's nothing lit up. Really, there was nothing. And especially the first few minutes when your eyes are adjusting.
Oh yeah, those are always the toughest.
It is complete dark because after a while, it was out for a little over an hour, and they did a really good job of getting it back in that storm. But eventually the moonlight would come in, from the outside and through some of the windows, so you could see a little bit and your eyes adjusted. But those first couple of minutes were like, hoo, it is dark in here. And I had my lights, so I put that upstairs in my bed. So I'm going to keep it up there. So if the lights go out, I have it. But that's how I walked up the stairs with my lights on. It was great. I didn't need anything. Just put on my hat. So it worked. Who would have thought? Right?
Works. So you guys must have got the same storm that we had roll through, because we had the same problem down here. We had just not it didn't go completely out, but we definitely got a good flicker of light going, and then
I guess it hit somebody said, now the problem is there's no power, so there's no internet. So I'm on my phone. I'm like, I can still surf the web on my phone, but I didn't want to chomp up the battery just in case it was a long time. So I went on real quick, and somebody said that on the route that I walked the dog, if I go the extended route, one of the telephone poles was on fire.
Oh, there you go.
So, but they got right down there and put it out and fixed the transformer or whatever. But yeah, it was a big boom over there.
All of our lines are in this part of the city are underground. So it has to be pretty severe for us to even flicker.
Yeah, that's definitely nice. Usually I don't lose any power. I'm coming off of a major feed off the down the street, but every once in a while, you get enough of a storm or where it hits or a lightning strike.
Impossible, but yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Dave's over there taking inventory.
I didn't realize that they had Gretzky games to the PlayStation 2. They had a couple of them.
Really?
Yep. And one of them, it was 06 and 07. And one of them, they have minor league teams.
That'd be cool.
Springfield Falcons and things like that. I don't know if it's got the Worcester Ice Cats. I think the Ice Cats had just left at that point. But yeah, you can play minor leagues. Some of the old AHL teams in Gretzky. It was kind of cool. And I know you can do that now in NHL 19 and 20. They have all the minors, and they have tons of leagues, which is kind of neat.
Well, it's because a lot of the NHL teams own the AHL teams now.
Yeah. In fact, the only hockey game that I could find that had the Worcester Ice Cats was Paradise. Paradise was the only one that had the Worcester Ice Cats. Yep. And I forget what year it was. I think it was only 1 year that they had the
What era was the Ice Cats? And when did they actually, because they became the Sharks for a while.
Yeah, they were 95 to 05, I want to say.
Oh, 10 years. That's a long time.
Or 06, yeah. And we had season tickets for practically. We got the end of the first year, right when the season ended. We got season tickets. We had them right to the end.
Yeah, 94 to 05, Worcester Ice Cats.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, because we that's a long way. We had season tickets out there because we were right behind the net. We had some fantastic seats for the Ice Cats. We were right behind the goal judge, and so as we actually got on Nesson a few times when they had the games on Nesson.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because it would chill the net, and we were right there.
Who were they affiliated with? Because Boston had Portland, and then they moved to Providence.
Yeah. The first year they were independent, and then the second year they hooked up with the St. Louis Blues.
Okay.
Yep. And they did St. Louis.
Yeah.
So
go ahead, Dave.
They ended. The only reason we stopped getting, we didn't renew the last year, and it's as it turns out they pulled out anyway, so we didn't miss anything. But we went there for 10 years, and then I think we got the dog at that point, and we were like, well, we've been going there 10 years. It's a long ride. We don't leave the dog at home for that long. It's like we started just going to a lot less games, so we backed off in the season tickets and gave them up. And I don't know if they played one more year or not, but we probably had them for 10 years, and then so. I think we gave them up the year they left, so we didn't miss anything. So get this. So the Sharks come in, the Worcester Sharks come in from the San Jose Sharks, and I get a letter from them. And they're like, "Hey, we're contacting all the old Worcester Ice Cats season ticket holders, right?" And so there was 1 year in between that there was no team, so they must have got the database somehow. So anyway, so I get this letter from the Sharks, and it basically says, "Yeah, we'd like to invite you to be season ticket holders for the Sharks, but we can't guarantee you seats." And I was like, okay, now I understand. It's a whole new organization. It's all brand new, and no one's holding anybody's seats. I get that. But a courtesy would be nice as a 10-year season ticket holder to get the seats that I want, because, frankly, I'm not going to go and just sit anywhere for season tickets because I only make half the games if I'm lucky. But you pay that, and if you got seats that you really like, and we really liked our seats. And so it's the whole vibe about it I didn't care for. It's like, oh, we'll put you in a lottery and then we'll draw names. And it's like, I'm not going to sign up for season tickets and not get my seats, or not even be anywhere close to my seats, So I didn't sign up with the Sharks. And the whole thing about it was just really snooty. It wasn't very friendly. It really wasn't. And then from what I found out, though, is that a lot of the season ticket holders showed up at the season ticket holder event. And if let's just say, you were picked first to pick your seats, a lot of the old veterans were there, and they're like, nope, that's Joe's seat. And they no, that's Mary's seat. And so they were so they were really guilting people into taking other people's seats. So a lot of people got their seats back, you know what I mean? So that was good. Not everybody, but a lot of people did, because it was just like, yeah, you didn't want to be the person and then have to sit next to people and hear about it, how you took somebody else's seat. So, So that's how that went.
Too bad you got Frank's seat there. We really miss Frank.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Matt, imagine doing that. I had that one time. I had season tickets up at Manchester, too, for 1 year, and with the Monarchs. And I got balcony seats, but I was on the wrong side because I wanted to be on the side they shot. So I had the balcony seats, and then the playoffs came, and I said, oh, if you want, they didn't pick up the playoff seats on the other side. I said, oh, good. I'd rather be at the side that the team shoots at twice, and instead of defend twice. And so we got our playoff tickets, and we sat down in that first row balcony on the other side, and everybody went, what are you doing here? I bought tickets. Yeah, those aren't your seats. They're like, well,
Marvin's seats.
Whoever sits here didn't get the playoff seats, and they're like, "Oh, you think anybody talked to us?" Nope. Nope.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let me see. I was in Worcester. I was right behind the net, like literally next to the goal judge, and we would chat with the goal judge all night. And then the last, so we had those for 10 years, and they were great. But when the Railers come in, the Worcester Railers come in, we got last minute season tickets. We got first row balcony at the blue line. They were really good seats. And I was like, I had been behind the net for years and years and years. It's like, I really don't want to go behind the net anymore, So
I personally find the best seats are somewhere near center, maybe just off the blue lines and just above glass height. If you can get above glass height where you can just look above it and look down, being as close as possible, but not actually looking through the glass, is my favorite place to be.
So you're down low, or are you in the balcony?
It depends on where it is. Like Hartford, I think, I always try to get that seat that's like in that, I forgot now. It's been a while since I've even been to Hartford, but I'd usually go up, in the 200s somewhere. So somewhere in that middle section. But just try to get wherever it is where you can get just above the glass, so you don't have obstructed view of the glass. You're not looking through that. You're looking at the rink. And now the ends are even tougher. I know that they've done, the netting had to go up, but to try to be on the ends above the glass is just, it's tough. It's tough to look through that netting all night long.
Yeah, so I went to a minor league baseball game up here, and they now had this extended all the way to the foul lines. And so just trying to see through the netting and a double fence. So I could either see the top half of the strike zone or the bottom half of the strike zone. But we had a great view of the bullpen in right field. Right. Because it was the wheelchair seating pavilion at our park. And so they weren't angled towards the plate. So you had a great view of the first and second baseman and them warming up in the pen. But as far as where most of the baseball game is, there were railings you really couldn't see.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, I went to a Bruins game one time, and we were like 10 rows up on the corner. And it was just, as soon as the puck went down the other end, you just saw the curve of the glass. Oh. And it was just like, why would anybody sit here? You couldn't see anything. You could see that net pretty good that was in front of you, and aside from that, nope.
Was it the new garden or the old garden?
That was the new garden.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was just like, yeah, no, that we're all set with that. Okay, I finally found the picture. So this is, let me see if I can share this. This was where we sat. Was this Worcester? Yeah. In fact, this is row 2. I think we were down one row, but just to give you an idea of what my view was for many years, that was my view.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Let me make that a little bit bigger if I can. So yeah, this is where we sat. We were right next to the goal judge, right next to the goalie, and we were up in the air. So that's you could see everything.
Yeah, that's a good.
Like I said, in fact, I think the guy in the hat was sitting in the front row that night, and I was sitting in the second row. So we were actually sitting where the guy in the hat was. So there was nobody in front of us. You see the whole ice. They check right in your face. Yeah, it was. You're right there. It was really cool. So yeah, so that was my view of
That's pretty nice. I remember back in the 90s when CBS had the Olympics and they would show hockey. They would show the power play from about that angle. And it was so different from watching it from the center ice view to watch it from just above the goalie.
Yeah.
Now this set up really well.
Now this picture here, if I can show you here. Oh, I need to escape this right here. This picture, it was the seats I was sitting in. Well, how do I do this now? Share screen. These were the seats that we had this year. So you can see we're top of the face-off circle. First row balcony. So that's where our seats were this year.
Those funny blue goalposts that they did with the Geico logo on them. That's that's great.
Yeah, they're sponsored by Geico. And what was it? Scratch. Yes, Scratch was the mascot. It was awesome. He was the Ice Cats mascot. He was so good.
I know Scratch. I work with him. the guy that skated Scratch for the
Oh,
Ice
no
Cats
kidding.
I worked.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
I
And
heard
he
it was,
also,
it was a teacher. I heard it was a teacher for the longest time.
well, there's I'm sure there's more than one. I'm sure they, a few guys, but one of the guys that did it and skated, as Scratch, I work with him, and he also did Wally. He was Wally at Fenway Park for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And when
See,
you talked, seeing him, you'd
Did-
never.
There's two. That was two. Because when I saw Wally come out, and he came out and he was all timid, and I was just like, no, that is wrong. Scratch come out on the ice. Here I am skating like a bastard, stopping, da-da, right? And Wally comes out like all coming out of the. It's like, wow, no way. It's like just Wally, get the frick out of here. Bring in Scratch. Scratch kicked ass. Everybody loved Scratch. He was like Sonic the Hedgehog. Scratch was friggin' awesome. And then you're gonna bring in Wally like creeping out like all wimpy and crap. You know what I mean?
Tell
it's
us how
funny.
you really feel, Dave.
I don't know.
When so in Hartford, you had the Hartford when the Whalers moved out. Dave's hat, he's got going there, his visor. Hartford moved out in '97. They brought the Binghamton Rangers over, made them the Hartford Wolf Pack. They had Sonar, and so they had
Jesus.
Sonar as their thing, a wolf, and then they got
Well,
went
there's
to
Scratch.
the Scratch.
Scratch kicks
Nice.
ass. Scratch kicks ass. Scratch was unbelievable. He really was.
And
So they
then
had Sonar. That was the name of the mascot.
then they got Torpedo. So there was Sonar and Torpedo. And then they changed the name. So the Hartford Wolfpack for a period of time went over to called the Connecticut Whale. And they brought back the colors and how it was a Howard Baldwin, I think, that originally owned them and whatnot, bought into Connecticut Whale, and they brought back Pucky. So they had Pucky the Whale.
Oh, Matt having a called Pucky. Imagine the problems that would.
Yeah, Pucky the Whale.
Especially on a night when you've had a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
And then
Where's Pucky the Whale?
Torpedo disappeared, so we kind of wondered if Torpedo got put down.
He disappeared.
He got put down or something. So and then when they finally scratched that Connecticut Whale thing, and they brought back again as the Hartford Wolfpack, and that whole Howard Baldwin thing, they had that outdoor game that was at Rentschler Field with the Connecticut Whale. That was something. It was about the coldest I've ever been in my life, watching the Connecticut Whale play an outdoor game in East Hartford. And anyway, that was towards the end of what was the Connecticut Whale. It was a short-lived disaster.
I don't even remember them. I know that they had minor league hockey in Hartford again, but
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, those Ray, you never went to the Worcester games with me and sat in those seats?
No, never made it up to Worcester. I've seen only a few games from Worcester. I used to love to go to Springfield. Springfield was always and $2 parking across the street from the Mass Mutual Center, and there really is no bad seat in the building. It's just such a small building. It doesn't matter really where you sit. It works real well. But been to Springfield. And I've been to Bridgeport, and Bridgeport's a tough one to watch hockey in. We got close seats. The seats are back from the rink. There's a huge gap between the first row and the boards.
Well, I could figure that out. That was terrible.
Yeah, so that makes everything. So now everything's shifted back. So now you're just that much more farther back.
It's like was that the LA Coliseum where the seats were so far back from the stadium that you were far away. You really were.
It's one step short of putting a car in the corner boards.
Jeepers, I know. I went to Springfield. I keep telling this. I went to Springfield once, and we couldn't figure out how to get back on the highway. We got lost in Springfield, and I was just like, "This is not cool." Because we went back and forth a few times, and these dudes were hanging out on the side of the road, and they saw that we were going back and forth. I'm like, "Okay, the first sign that says any kind of highway, I'm taking. I don't care where it is or what it is. I'm getting on some kind of a highway." And luckily I got on a highway and then it got me back on the Mass Pike because getting there, you just the exit dumps you off at the rink. And well, this is going back, like I say, 20 years ago. And then when I went to leave, I was like, how come I can't get back on the Pike? Where do I go? And that's how it was back then. So I never went back to Springfield after that. I was like, yeah, no, I'm all set.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Like I said, the parking garage is right across the street. Hartford's tough. There's a parking garage, but you got to walk, and it is across the street, but it's constantly jammed up trying to get out of there. And
Isn't that still a mall too, or they finally took the mall
they
part?
took them. Yeah, the mall came down quite a few years ago, and they put condominium complex in there and a whole bunch of other things. But it's still the original Veterans Memorial Coliseum.
Where's this?
Hartford.
In Hartford.
Oh, so there's no more mall at Hartford?
Oh yeah, they got rid of the mall. Almost, man, 15 years ago they took that mall out of there. Yeah, and they put it wasn't too long after the Wolfpack moved in that they took that mall down.
Okay, that I didn't know.
I remember going there when it was the mall. It was interesting. Right
So
there.
yeah, so where would you park if you went to a Wolfpack game? Where the heck would you park down there now?
If I was going, I'd park. There's a open parking lot down the street, and you walk in, and it makes it easy because you can exit right out onto I-84. But there is still a parking garage across the street, but it's just a pain because once you get out of the game, you walk across the street, you go in the garage, and then the garage jams up because it's dumping right onto a city street. And
Yeah.
depends on how well the game is attended, but in most cases,
When we went to Worcester back in the day, they had a couple of banks on the back end, right? This is my notice to go to the rink because there's a hockey game. I'm supposed to score keep. That's very sad. I
mine was
haven't,
going off too.
I haven't taken that off yet. And but there was a couple of banks, and they had these little parking lots. They were small little banks. One might even just been like a drive through, whatever. But you could go for like for a couple of bucks, you could park there, and everybody would go to the like I say the mall area there, the parking garage, and you'd be forever getting out of there. But you could go to if you went to the back, it was a little bit further of a walk, but I mean you were in and out in 2 shakes, you know what I mean? And it was a couple of bucks, and then they got rid of that. They don't let you park there anymore, or they took them down and put something else. But yeah, it was kind of sketchy there, Kenny. There was one time I went to the game myself, and I left a little early, and I was walking the streets of Worcester, and I was like, oh, that wasn't a good idea. Just walking back to the bank parking lot, I got a couple of dudes, hey, you got any extra change? I'm like, yeah. I think I ducked into a bar real quick. It's like, yeah.
In Worcester, wasn't that parking lot? Remember where it was like now the 99 restaurant is there, but that was a parking lot too, or maybe it was like a Chinese restaurant.
It was a Chinese restaurant. Yeah, it was a Chinese restaurant.
I think there was parking there too. Yeah, now it's a 99.
Yeah, now they got this huge parking garage at the end of that street, and they changed the railroad tracks too, because before you used to have to wait for the train. And there's a couple times we parked at the 99, and we had to wait for this 2-mile long train to go before we could, and it moves slow too. But now I think they moved that up above, and so now the train goes over, so you can just walk underneath the train and not have any issues. And was it Craig? Yeah, Craig, we're just sitting there chatting still. Ray joined us, so we're just having a little chat tonight, trying to figure out how we're going to get through the night. We were trying to come up with a topic. Last night was fun. We had a topic. Tonight was just kind of open night. It was breaking news. It's Monday Night Chat.
Oh boy.
So hopefully tomorrow's going to be better weather, so I won't get wet when I walk the dog. It's nothing worse than a wet dog smell.
Oh no.
He's underneath my desk over here. Yeah, so that'll be smelling nice. Have to start washing that stuff tomorrow. So, but anyway, but I suppose we could probably wrap things up here. Unless anybody in the chat has something they want to add, we'll wind things down here so everybody can get on with their night. But I'd like to come on here and just say hi to everybody and see who's on, see who wants to join in here, and see who wants to chat. We'll see what's going on later. I don't know what kind of projects I'm going to be doing. I should finish up my 71-72 Bruins Rangers Stratomatic game. I see a lot of people on Facebook posting they're playing Strat, 71-72 season and stuff like that. Oh man, I love Strat hockey. I need to get back and play more of that.
Game. It is.
It's just so Strat hockey's so fun. I need to get back.
The grade doesn't take that long to learn.
Yeah, I play the advanced, which is, I think, it's better than basic. I think it's not even that much more complicated. It feels more like hockey, when I play the advanced. I don't play super advanced. I just play regular advanced. But I got, even on the PC, I got my 92-93 Leafs Kings Western Conference Finals. It's I think it's 2-0 Leafs going back to LA. And what's Craig said he's watching the Texas Rangers 2010 season?
The year they lost to the Giants in the World Series.
Oh, okay. Okay. And
What 92-93 Kings Leafs, that was
the Gretzky game.
the Gretzky high stick, and what was it, Potvin Rudy?
Yes,
goal?
Potvin Rudy the whole way. It was Dougie Gilmore,
Okay, yeah.
Gretzky, Curry, McSorley. Those, I mean, when I play that on the PC, those teams are stacked. They really are. That was a fun series. That was a fun series.
Kerry Fraser is the ref.
Yeah.
I know.
My favorite ref.
Yeah. Kerry Fraser writes about that incident and one of his biggest regrets of his career. And he talks about it pretty candidly in that way. Yeah. So, no, I've never missed a call. How about you, Dave?
You know, they have right in front of you sometimes. Like, man, how did I miss that? And it bums you out as a referee because you want to get it right, and you're just like,
sure.
Man, especially like when they shoot and you think it went in the net or not, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's like that was just too fast, you know. And it's like the law of physics says that it did this, that, or the other thing, but you want to be sure.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's crazy. I saw that the NHL had some highlights on YouTube. I was watching. It was a Ranger game actually. Guy took the shot. And I think it hit the post, it hit the goalie's pad, and it was going in the net, and the puck started spinning on edge, and it curled back. And so the Rangers were celebrating the goal because they hit the goalie, and it was going in the net, and they all went goal, and they all skated into the corner to celebrate. And the puck just, because it was spinning, it kind of did like a curly from the Three Stooges and curled back, if you know what I mean. And it never finished crossing the line. It sat there with that tip of the puck still on the line, and the referee went over, and he's looking right down at the puck, and all of a sudden the Rangers like, oh shit, and they went over to jam it in. The goalie turned around and grabbed it with his glove, and they reviewed it, and it never went in. And they had clear view of the puck not going in the net.
He's standing over that puck like Brian Doyle Murray in Caddyshack, just staring at it, waiting for it to.
That's what it was. It was going in, and it just curled back. It was just the physics of the shot and the spin of the puck.
Right.
The Danbury Trashers. They weren't the Thrashers. They were the Trashers because it was the Danbury Trash Company.
Right.
And the guy got in all kinds of trouble for something or other. And so they
old AHL team or.
I think it was East Coast.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it might have been Federal League. It might have been
there. You go, Federal League more than likely.
It was like a very independent league.
Yeah,
and in fact, there was a team down in. It might have. I don't think it was the Trashers. It was another team down in Danbury. It was a team that replaced them. They're looking for a play-by-play guy. So I emailed down there. Right,
Danbury Whalers. For a while, and
it was this was probably about 3 years ago,
right?
And so I emailed down there, and I was talking to the guy about it, but they really wanted somebody close so they could, you know, because a lot of times they're going to do more than play-by-play. They're going to interact with the community and, you know, have other. So for me, driving 3 hours down made no sense. You know what the guy's name was who I talked to down in Danbury that was running the team?
Who?
Phil Esposito. That was the guy's name. It wasn't Phil Esposito, but it was the same name. It was just kind of funny that I had a couple conversations with Phil Esposito, not the real Phil Esposito, but a Phil Esposito.
That'd be kind of to do all that community work. That would be kind of far to do.
Yeah, it's one of these things that's like, hey, if I could drive down, you know, on a Saturday night and do it, I'd be like, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, for me to try to, you know, do it on a regular basis, that'd be.
It was the Danbury Whalers. Then they became the Danbury Titans for a couple of years. And now there's a different league in there, Federal Prospects Hockey League, and they're the Danbury Hat Tricks. Over there in Danbury.
When they were the Whalers, I think that year that I was looking at it, they actually won the whole thing. So whatever year that was, it could have been many years ago, but they won the whole thing. So that was kind of cool. So, all right, folks, why don't we wrap this up so everybody can go and do what they need to do. Thanks everybody that tuned in tonight. Everybody that's in the chat room, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Thank you so much. Hopefully somebody will do some streaming later because I'm going to kick back and play some of my game and like to watch or listen to somebody doing something later on. Ron, you got stuff going on tomorrow?
I got a baseball game of some sort tomorrow. I forgot who I picked, but yeah, there'll be a nude stream tomorrow.
All right. And I'll probably be on tomorrow doing something as well. I don't know what I'll be doing. I will try to do something tomorrow, whether it's even a quick game, a shootout, or some kind of other hockey game. I got to get back to some of my Action PC stuff. I might even do a basketball game tomorrow. I don't know. I'm going to try the Action PC basketball. He coached the Federal League, Esposito. Okay, maybe he was the coach of the team. That's who it was. Okay. So anyway, all right, folks, we will catch everybody hopefully tomorrow night. That is the plan. I mean, we got more time to sit in and do this as we sort out the craziness that's going on in the world. So for Ron and Ray, I'm Dave. Everybody, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.